This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, we look at Dunedin City Council's efforts to control the contamination of the Central City and North Dunedin water supply. The Invercargill City Council has launched the city's new Dream Big brand. And Aurora College gets a sneak preview of things to come at Invercargill's annual Polyfest next week. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Reacting to the contamination of the Central City and North Dunedin water supply, the Dunedin City Council is flushing 8 million litres of water through the system. The first water purity test came back negative for toxins or bacteria last night, but the Council and District Health Board aren't taking any chances. Daryl Baser has the story.
This site on Great King Street in Dunedin's CBD is just one of the places where council contractors are flushing the city's water system. Speaking at a media conference yesterday afternoon, Council Chief Executive Sue Bidrose says they're aiming to flush any pollutants through the whole system.
We will be going in and having a look and seeing if there's anything we could have done differently that we could have foreseen. But, you know, these are old plans for old pipe work below the ground. We can't see it. We work off the plans often, and almost always with water issues, you're working off the plans about pipes that you can't see.
The city's water tested negative for bacteria and pollutants last night, but the DCC says a boil water notice remains in place until tomorrow afternoon at the earliest. Dr Marion Poore from Public Health South says it may be too early for people to know if they've become ill from dirty water.
We have not seen any increase in notifiable diseases that might be associated with this water problem. However, it's early days yet, and the kinds of illnesses that we might expect usually take between 3 to 5 days or even up to 7 to 10 days to appear.
Ruth Stokes is the council's woman in control of operations and infrastructure, and says over yesterday and today they're pushing huge quantities of water through the system.
The network itself holds about just over 2,800 cubic metres of water, so that's just over an Olympic sized swimming pool. And so yesterday we flushed 5,500 cubic metres or 5.5 million litres of water through the network. And tomorrow we will be following that up with another flush for another 3 million, so that we will have flushed 8.5 million litres of water through the network.
And she explains how untreated water entered the city's system.
Previously the water levels have been higher than the outlet through the old treatment plant, so the water has been drained to the old treatment plant, which goes straight to waste. However, now the waters are so low that they are below that outlet. So we basically had to open a new valve that hadn't been opened before, and that was the one that we assumed went to the stream, and unfortunately has proven otherwise. So this is definitely an isolated incident.
Sue Bidrose says the staff members who opened the valve were long-serving, experienced team members who were following the plans they had available, which turned out to be misleading. She says the staff members are mortified at the impact it's had. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
The man who collected more than 14,000 votes in Dunedin South at the last election has been selected as the National Party's candidate for Clutha Southland. 32-year-old Hamish Walker was selected at a candidates meeting in Winton last night. He replaces current MP Todd Barclay, who is standing down at the election, due to be held on the 23rd of next month. According to the National Party's website, Walker works as a business advisor and lives in the Clutha Southland electorate with his partner Penny. The Invercargill City Council has launched the city's new Dream Big brand. Hundreds of people attended the unveiling last night. Sharon Rees was there.
Dream Big is the slogan that accompanies the Invercargill City Council's new brand for the city. It's a project City Centre coordinator Carrie Grabber has spent months working on.
We wanted something that is timeless, it's iconic, it's something that everyone can relate to, whether you're young or you're old, and we wanted it to be something that the companies can use within their branding to really send that strong message of Invercargill throughout the rest of the world and New Zealand.
The brand includes the faces of Tim Shadbolt, Eddie Dawkins, Bert Munro, Suzanne Prentice, Wendy Frew and Bill Richardson, who have been dubbed Invercargill heroes. They and their families were acknowledged at the launch. Grabber says about 4 months of work has gone into the branding and that people from all over the city had pitched in.
Well, we invited all the retailers in the CBD, we invited property owners, we invited tenants, people who just live in the CBD, because there are actually quite a few residencies that you forget about. We've invited the Youth Council, we talked to Swords, we talked to the Chamber of Commerce. We tried to really get everybody. And
she says although the city branding was a huge leap for Invercargill, it wasn't enough to draw crowds to the city.
No, I think we need to keep doing more. I think we need to keep ticking the things off in the retail strategy, and I think we need to keep working on the things identified within the Southland Regional Development Strategy. Those things together will help us attract people.
Crews worked through the night to ensure the first of the displays were up in time for morning traffic, and Grabber says the branding will continue to pop up throughout the city. I'm Sharon Rees for The South Today.
The Queenstown Lakes District Council is considering putting on the market development rights for land once earmarked for a $52 million convention centre. The proposed convention centre was to have included a 750-seat meeting room, a huge banquet exhibition hall and other facilities. At its meeting today, the council decided to seek public feedback on selling development rights to 4 hectares of the 10-hectare block, once occupied by Lakeview Holiday Park. The matter is due to be considered again by the council next month. Invercargill's annual Polyfest event begins next week on Tuesday, but Aurora College was given a sneak preview of things to come. Student Ashante Tealofa Crow was announced as the winning designer of the t-shirts to be worn by all Polyfest organisers and volunteers during the event. Polyfest organisers Pauline Smith and Tanya Karen called a surprise assembly at Aurora College yesterday to announce one of its students had won the Polyfest t-shirt competition.
But the winner from here today is Ashanti.
Karen said Ashanti's t-shirt design incorporated the essence of Polyfest 2017 theme, Celebrate the Environment.
Because she incorporated life, air, land, so all the elements of the environment. The theme this year is Celebrate the Environment, so just any environmental theme, the kids can interpret it any way they like.
Aurora College teacher Andrea Sexton said she had long decided to include the t-shirt competition in her classes to get students involved in the event.
Every year for the last sort of 5 years I have made that a part of the Year 10 program with students. We look at the brief and we look at the specifications and they research what the brief, what it means to them, and they collect a whole lot of images from different places and create a design.
She says Ashanti's design was noticed as a winning design by the school principal before it had even been sent to Polyfest.
The brief of Celebrate the Environment was about the elements, about the creatures that we share our environment with. So she sort of represented clouds and bird and water life. So it was really simplistic but quite sophisticated. And I know that when I sent the designs through to our principal, she sort of picked it as being quite unique.
The design will be officially unveiled at an art exhibition on Friday at the Southland Museum and Art Gallery. I'm Sharon Rees for The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, New Zealand Post has announced the end of its fast post service, and it's nearly Masters game time again.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte, and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
Hi, welcome back to Alex Campbell Menswear. Check out our fantastic knitwear selection. 25% off. Possum, Merino Possum, Pure Wools, wool mixes. Some of them are even New Zealand made. 25% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Welcome back. New Zealand Post has announced the end of the Fast Post service. The A2 union says it's the end of an era for postal services, but believes not all hope is lost as online shopping may save some jobs.
The Fast Post service is to become a thing of the past, after the number of people using it dropped by 23% in the last year alone. Reporters for the South Today canvassed residents of Invercargill, Queenstown and Dunedin to gauge their reactions.
No Fast Post, I don't use Fast Post. I only used Standard Post today only because IRD required me to mail something and I couldn't email it, so it was a bit of a pain having to come all the way to the post box, to be honest.
Well, it would have affected me today because I deliberately chose to send something Fast Post even though it was only going to Koorau, because the option was 2 days, 1 to 2 days Fast Post and 3 days or more ordinary post, so, and I would like it to get there by Saturday.
Have been an icon to the Kiwi upbringing of anyone that has been growing up in New Zealand.
Post days are coming to an end. People are using courier systems. I'm using emails. Everything goes straight away. No delays. 3 to 5 days of Fast Post to Auckland. We can get stuff out of the US at the present time. 2 to 4 days. So Fast Post New Zealand, I think, probably have had their days.
I would care if they didn't have courier posts.
The Union for NZ Post, Air2, says Post's decision to wind up its Fast Post service signals the end of an era, but also reflects the reality of today's postal services. Air2 says there are around 160 posties potentially affected in the Otago Southland area. The union says they want to protect full-time, good-quality jobs to keep the vital link which posties provide to the community. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Next February, we'll have Dunedin taking its turn to host the New Zealand Masters Games. The South Today attended last night's launch.
The Masters Games are the largest multi-sporting event in New Zealand.
Alternating between Whanganui and Dunedin, next year's Games will be the 14th time Dunedin has hosted the competitions. Amongst the ambassadors at last night's launch was netball player Jodie Brown.
I'm really excited to be the ambassador for the New Zealand Masters Games this 2018. It's going to be getting out, getting my face in and around the different competitions, really meeting people, and just really kind of, I guess, pumping up the excitement.
The Games can easily attract over 6,000 entrants who are aged from 18 to well into their 90s. Charlotte Meikle-John said they were putting an emphasis on attracting younger competitors.
One thing that we are trying to push with Masters is that the youth side of things. Some sports we are minimum of 18, 20 years of age. Promoting the young is always quite good.
Those that are interested in competing have just 6 months to train for their event. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, scientists from the University of Otago used DNA to debunk the existence of an Australian penguin, and pyjama-clad Dunedin's hospital staff step up to spread the sit up, get dressed message for patients today.
Autumn is here. Too late to sow grass seed, but never fear. Ready Lawn is here. Ready Lawn, your perfect all year round solution. Call Ready Lawn today.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte, and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Dane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Hi, welcome back to Alex Campbell Menswear. Check out our fantastic knitwear selection. 25% off. Possum, merino possum, pure wools, wool mixes. Some of them are even New Zealand made. 25% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product, and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
They say nothing in life is free, but some things are, like smelling the flowers, random acts of kindness, hugs, compliments, nice hat, and best of all, how good is free TV? More shows than you can shake a stick at. New Zealand, watch it live for free, on demand for free, record for free with Freeview.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night, proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Thanks for staying with us. Scientists at the University of Otago have used DNA to debunk the idea that a particular species of penguin in Australia ever existed. Rudy Adrian went to the Department of Zoology at the University of Otago to find out more.
Tasmania's Hunter Island penguin was described in 1983 following the discovery of a few semi-fossilised bones. But there has always been some scepticism as to whether it was for real. Dr. Nick Rawlins was part of the team, led by PhD student Tess Cole, that used DNA to confirm that the bones had been misidentified and the Australian Hunter Island penguin never existed.
What we've discovered is the latest trans-Tasman identity shock. So just like certain Australian politicians that have discovered they have dual identity, what we've discovered is that the extinct Hunter Island penguin from Tasmania is actually partly Kiwi. So rather than being a distinct genus and species of penguin, we've worked out, quite surprisingly, it's 3 species of living penguin. So it turned out to be the Australian little blue penguin, and we've got some Australian little blue penguin bones here. So this is a humerus, the upper arm bone. And the other species it ended up being was the Tawaki, the Fiordland crested penguin, and the Snares crested penguin. And we've got some bones here to illustrate that as well.
Dr. Rawlins says that DNA technology is revolutionising scientific research, but it still needs to be backed up by studying the morphology of animal bones as well.
So DNA is not going to completely replace morphology. So we need to, whenever we do these projects with ancient DNA and we discover things don't exist, or we discover new species like the Poa or the Kohatu shag, is we need to relate that back to morphology. If we just go off DNA, we are overestimating or underestimating the amount of biodiversity.
Dr. Rawlins says it was understandable how the mistake in identification happened, considering the limited technologies available in the 1980s. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Patients at Dunedin Hospital stepped out of their pyjamas and beds today. Sit Up, Get Dressed and Keep Moving is an initiative by the Southern District Health Board which aims to minimise the impact of being bedbound while in hospital.
Pyjama-clad Southern District Health Board staff stepped up to spread the movement message this morning at Dunedin Hospital.
What we're trying to achieve from this program is encouraging patients to get up and get dressed and keep moving, because we know that it improves their health outcomes in the end, and sitting around in pyjamas all day in hospital is not good for them.
Sit Up, Get Dressed and Keep Moving encourages patients to avoid unnecessary bed rest, which can lead to reduced muscle strength, increased risk of falls, reduced mobility and loss of confidence.
We've had a bit of a drive today and we've tried to encourage staff to wear pyjamas just to see how they feel, how vulnerable it makes them feel, because we know there's a lot of evidence that patients don't get up and move around in hospital in pyjamas because they feel a little bit awkward because of what they're wearing and a bit vulnerable.
The initiative is part of the Releasing Time to Care program being rolled out to increase the amount of time clinical staff spend with patients, and links to a social media campaign led by Professor Brian Dolan, which encourages patients to wear clothes and remain active in hospital.
So thinking about how we bring people into hospital, what we do with them during their journey, and then how we get them discharged again.
The Southern DHB says every 10 days of bed rest in hospital can lead to the equivalent of 10 years of muscle ageing in people aged over 80 years. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. The Dunedin City Council is flushing 8 million litres of water through the city system as a reaction to the contamination of the water supply. The Invercargill City Council has launched the city's new Dream Big brand, with hundreds of people attending the unveiling last night. And Invercargill's annual Polyfest event begins next week. However, Aurora College pupils were given a sneak preview of things to come. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome back, Craig Page.
Good evening. Yeah, the Dunedin's 5-star hotel is back in the news again with their resumption of their consent hearing today in Dunedin. The developers have submitted a sort of a revised plan, sort of staggering the height of the building and kind of digging it more into the ground, so it's more at street level with the shop fronts as well. They were hoping that were going to alleviate the concerns, because there's obviously a bit of anger about the initial plans when the first hearing began. But it doesn't seem to have pleased everybody again as well. The Commission is suggesting it's going to be a hard road for them to get consent with the current plans as well, the new revised plans, and asking whether they can reduce the height. That's really what they're looking for in that area. So
it's really hard to please everyone, so it's going to be interesting seeing how this goes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think most people can see there's a need for a 5-star hotel in Dunedin, no doubt about that. But I guess it's where and what it looks like, you know. Lovely area, part of town over there where they're putting it in, and it's a bit of a glass monstrosity, I guess some people would say. So whether it fits, I don't know. Hopefully they can find some sort of resolution along the way and we can get at least some, a 5-star hotel somewhere.
Well, that's probably the aim of the consultation process, that they come to some happy medium.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Sure. Hey, look, we're looking ahead to the New Zealand Winter Games, which is due to start in Queenstown, Wanaka and Naseby next week. Organisers saying it's going to make a huge impact to the local economy. There's 800 elite athletes, snow and ice athletes, arriving from 38 countries, taking part in the 16-day event. Last time it contributed something like $7 million to the economy up there, and they're hoping it's going to be even more this time around. There's something like 30,000 bed nights booked out in the region for athletes and their staff as well. So big business for the area. And it's 6 months before the Winter Olympics in Korea as well. So a lot of athletes using this as a bit of a lead into that. So it's going to be some brilliant athletes around and some good footage I would imagine to see over the coming days.
And good promotional footage maybe overseas of what we've got to offer.
I mean, they're already well respected, the ski fields up there. Lots of overseas visitors and top athletic teams come and train in there during the winter. So it can only help further, I guess. Situation seems to be easing with the waterways as well. DCC had a second clear day of testing today, so they're now hopeful the water boiling notice may be able to lift it tomorrow once they do their final lot of testing, so that will be a bit of a relief to a lot of people around town.
Definitely, fingers crossed, I want that coffee.
Exactly, and Sports and You Bet, that's our big go on Friday's paper, so plenty of reading there for the sports fans.
Oh, fantastic. It was definitely something to look forward to in tomorrow's ODT. And now time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sportsville.
Starting with today's southern view, taking off a calm day at Orieti Beach. Looking at the situation, a cool southwesterly change is due over the weekend. Unsettled weather will remain in western districts but drier in the east. To the southern outlook, down south Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden, you can all expect fresh westerlies, rain later in 13. To the central outlook, Alexandra can expect cloud increasing and 14, Queenstown and Wanaka high cloud increasing and you're both 13 degrees. In Soritiana you have rain and 11 degrees. To the northern outlook, Oamaru and Timaru some high cloud and you're both 15 degrees. Omarama and Twizel high cloud increasing and you're both 13 degrees. Here in Dunedin tonight it's cloudy with an overnight low of 8. Tomorrow mostly fine with sunny periods and some high cloud, 15 and 8. And dry on Saturday with mostly cloudy skies and cooler southerly winds, 14 and 7. And in Invercargill tonight, fine with high cloud and with an overnight low of 6. Tomorrow cloud increasing and some rain developing later. Tomorrow at first and cooler southwesterlies from the evening, 12 and 6. And it's mostly cloudy over the weekend with frequent showers and fresh cold southerly or southwesterly winds, 11 and 6. And that's our news for this Thursday. For the latest news from the South Today team, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a great evening. Take care, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.